Okaya Mitsuko was cheated on by my wife. We have been dating since college. She was popular with everyone, and she was my wife, my pride and joy. However, never would I have thought she would cheat on me with my junior colleague. When he found her in that state, she said, "It's all your fault." Truly ridiculous. Did Misai leave with her affair partner? Well, I guess I don't care anymore. Maybe I'll go out somewhere and eat. As he was leaving his house, thinking, what should I eat? I might as well eat something luxurious. Outside his door sat a girl, a high school girl, who was crying. She called him out as sensei, while Okaya couldn't understand but thought, a high school girl? What's happening? The girl blushfully looked toward him, saying, "It's sensei," while someone yelled towards Okaya, saying, "You made my older sister cry." He looked towards a voice, and it was another girl, a blonde high school girl. Looking and observing her, he thought, another one? A gal at that? Moreover, older sister? As Okaya looked towards both of them, the blonde gal said, "Gosh, that's not good, mister, making my older sister cry, you know." There. Don't cry, sister." He didn't understand what was happening, saying, "No, I didn't." What's the deal with these girls? An energetic blonde gal and a long, black-haired girl. Why are these girls in front of my house? And what's with sensei? Well, all right, the main topic. The blonde gal came towards him, saying, "Hey, mister, would you let us stay tonight?" Well, in exchange for doing dirty things, would it be all right? Okaya was quite a bit shocked after hearing this. The gal tried to push on, saying, "Didn't you hear? I told you we could do dirty things, so let us stay." But she got patted on her hair, saying, "I can't hear you. Don't these are things, you know." She tried to make a racket, saying, "This is no joke. I'm serious." But Okaya replied, "If that's the case, it's even worse. I have no such intention, so you should leave now." But her sister held the hands of Okaya, stopping him and pleading, "Please, we have nowhere else to go." The gal said, "Hey, Okarin, don't you remember us?" Her sister also said, "Okarin, sensei, you don't remember?" Then he remembered, how many years has it been since I last heard this name? He realized who both of them are. "You were the students at the cram school where I worked as a part-time employee." That's right, it was Togo's school. Okaya said, "Come to think of it, there were twin sisters, Anna Akari and Ina Nanako, right?" Seeing Nanako coming close to him, saying, "Sensei, you remember us," she pressed her body over him. Okaya said, "You have grown up, Nanako," while the gal Akari held her sister and said, "Hee, that's right. Now she's a G-cup, you see." Then Okaya tried to say, "Don't say unnecessary things." But then she tried to compare herself, saying, "By the way, I am an F-cup. My sister is just too big, but I'm plenty large too. Please be mindful of that." For Okaya, her attitude hadn't changed at all. People basically never change. Okarin is exactly the same as back then. She replied, though their appearances have grown, their personality hasn't at all. That he sat them down in the living room and said, "But you too. How did you know that I was living here?" When Akari said, "Don't underestimate the power of great Detective Akarin," while her sister just apologized, saying, "We knew and remembered the address." Hearing this, Okaya was in quite a bit of surprise. Come to think of it, we were in the same apartment complex back when I was in college. Even so, how did you know? Well, that was because after Okaya's part-time job ended, both the girls used to follow him to his home every day from the cram school. That is how they knew. For Okaya, this was new news, though. "That's a crime," he said. Well, Nanako, apologizing, said, "I'm sorry. I knew it was wrong." But her sister said, "What are you saying? You were the most enthusiastic one, Akari, you idiot." Well, really, nothing has changed from 10 years ago that we see Akari asking him, "What's wrong? Why are you crying?" But he just said, "I don't know. I wonder. It looks like I just feel nostalgia, you know." Both of them took his name, calling him sensei, but he totally held himself together, saying, "I'm sorry we are reunited again, but look, I have even brought out cola. Have a drink." We see, because of the shaky hands, it looked like the drink got spilled all over Nanako's dress. It was on her skirt mostly, while Akari thought, "That's good." Speaking of which, sister, just by touching hands with your beloved sensei, what an excessive reaction. You're like a maiden, you know. She apologized to Okaya, saying, "I am sorry, sensei. but he just patted her on her head, saying, "No, it's fine. Just be careful the next time." Then he realized that it was an old habit of his to pat her head and apologize to her if it felt unpleasant or something. She said, "It's not like that." I just felt quite a bit relieved. Then the Galakari asked if she could borrow his shower. Of course, he said, "I will guide you to the bathroom." She thanked him and asked if her sister would come as well. He tried to tempt him, saying, "Shall we enter together?" But then just said, "Just kidding." Of course, she got the reply, "Stop talking nonsense and go quickly. I will prepare some change of clothes." She said, "Okarin, you are so boring. You could get more excited, you know." Well, he was relieved. "I see. It's because we were together. What a rapid development we have today. Losing my wife to my junior colleague, unknown high school girls visiting my house, and they are actually my former students at that. So many things happen in one day. How long has it been since something like this has occurred? This development is happening too quickly. Honestly, it feels like watching a drama. There are social risks involved in letting them stay here. That said, I'm starting to think that letting them stay would be okay. Probably because I was betrayed by my wife and junior colleague that I'm feeling quite lonely." As the gal yelled at him, saying, "We have a big problem," he turned around and saw both of them almost naked, saying, "The washing machine doesn't seem to be working, sensei. What should we do?" Looking towards him, he was quite a bit flustered, saying, "You girls." But as we see, the gal, as well as her sister Nanako, said, "What? Are you surprised? Sorry, but the washing machine is really broken." Anyways, he threw some clothes at them, while for some reason, he still got the reply from the gal, saying, "Okarin, isn't this the kind of moment you were supposed to peek? It's a rom-com standard, you know. Thanks for the clothes anyway." He couldn't understand what she was talking about. There are high school girls fresh out of the bath right in front of you, and they're not wearing bras. Please look at my sister's breasts. Incredible breasts that don't lose their shape even without a bra. He said, "Don't be stupid. I won't get aroused by children's." Sheesh. By the way, it's true that the washing machine is broken. Seriously, right now, I don't have anything to wear to go home. Looks like I'm really going to stay here, as I can't go home. He said, "No, but having minors stay at a man's house is problematic." We see the gal tearing up, saying, "Will you throw out these innocent high school girls outside?" Okarin, even he himself thought, "Indeed, with these looks of theirs, there isn't a guarantee that weird men won't approach them. Even a repair shop wouldn't be open at this time." But still, now he was confused. Akari asked, "Okarin, are you a virgin?" Her sister tried to say, "Akari, what are you saying?" But not making a move on us is the same, right? Normally, you would get excited and all. Her sister apologized to the sensei. "Well, what Akari says might be true, you know." He replied, "Sending out girls of marriageable age late at night. If something were to happen, it can't be helped." He was quite a bit speechless in front of Nanako, as Nanako said, "Sorry, we will be spending the night at the nearby laundromat." But he decided to let them stay here, and they were quite a bit excited about it, relieved. They hugged each other, saying, "We did it. We did it, sister. We did it. Yeah, thank God." He also relieved himself, thinking, "I don't know why I said I would let them stay." The words just came out. The gal said, "Then I will make some food. My sister is really bad at cooking, so please pay with your body instead." Her sister said, "Akari, don't say unnecessary things, you know." Jeez. The main character just looked at them laughing and playing. "You're staying just for today, got it? The twins who slipped into my wounded heart have no place to go." The scene shifts to his memories in his office. Someone called him, "Okaya-san, do you know that you are called the window seat editor?" He wondered, "What is that?" While his junior said, "You didn't know that? Everyone is saying that's why. Always sitting by the window, and no one knows what you're doing." Okaya said, "Still zoning out in your seat today and not going home yet? Is that much of a different thing?" His junior said, "You really go all in, huh? I see, yeah. Well, useless over time. Congrats." Oh, Kaya replied to him, "It's not useless, though." "Kisagawa, heading out already?" His junior said, "That's right. Got a date with my girl now. She's super crazy hot. Want to see a pic? She's called Misai." And he woke up. It was all a dream. He thought about it. I'll let those girls sleep on the bed or what? Getting all dressed up. He came out of his room. There lay Akari, who said good morning to him. She had dressed up all well as a cook. He asked, "What happened to your uniforms? Did it get ruined with cola?" We see that in the morning, she kicked the washing machine, and it somehow started working. Well, more important than that, look, I made breakfast for you. Tada. And it was a fabulous toast with butter and coffee. After having this, she puffed up a bit and said, "Okaya, you messed up. There was nothing in the fridge. Thanks to that, I had to go to the store barefaced." He replied, "Really?" She said, "Really? Wait, your wife? Could it be? Seriously, the worst. That hag doesn't even cook for her husband and cheats on him." It looked like Akari was really mad. Not just as a wife. She is a failure as a human being. But Okaya was a bit confused as he asked her, "How do you even know that Misai cheated?" This frightened the soul out of Akari, who said, "Ah, well, it's kinda..." She then changed the subject and said to him, "Anyways, eat your food. Come on, it will get cold," and pushed him. "Here you go, Okaya-san, your coffee, iced, no sugar, heavy on the milk, right?" He was very surprised that she remembered all of that. "I told you so many times that cold coffee is the best in the morning." Akari glanced towards him, saying, "Don't make such a gloomy face, Okaya, over some stupid woman. Just forget her already, okay?" Even for him, this seemed a right decision because he didn't do anything wrong. Anyways, Akari said to him, "Exactly. The one at fault is that idiot's wife. Forget her and move on, like with me. I'm a total bargain. How about it? Get me and my sister as a set." She yelled out at her sister, saying, "Still sleeping? She's got such low blood pressure. I will go wake her up." Anyway, Okaya stopped her, saying, "Wait, I am heading to work now." She couldn't understand and asked, "It's Saturday, you know?" She was confused. He explained to her, "Saturdays don't matter to editors." Then she realized, "Oh, it's a black company." She said, "Oh, so weird. You're a salaryman, but no weekends off? Quit a place like that already." She said, "No, you are right." Well, as he was heading out, we see her bowing down to him, taking his name, coming closer to her, and giving him a kiss on his cheeks, saying, "Lucky charm for energy. Have a good day." It was more like he was her husband, and he said, "I am heading out. I will be back early, got it? See ya." It was more like they were already a couple. Anyways, as he was leaving, someone called him out, saying, "Sensei." It was none other than Nanako, who just woke up. She said, "Sensei, have a good morning," while still in her days of sleep. He said, "Yes, see ya." At the Takanawa company, he thought of his junior, thinking, "The day Kasagawa provoked me. Like in the dream this morning, after an all-nighter at work, I came back forgetting to contact Misai and found her with Kasagawa in bed with my wife." She put all the blame on him, but for him, Kasagawa, from the day he joined the company, he was good at charming people. Plus, with his sweet face, a lot of women sided with him. That kind of guy was cheating with my wife. I want to confront him when he gets in, but he got called in by the editor-in-chief first thing in the morning. What kind of face am I supposed to show at the office? We will see what happens, as the editor-in-chief said. "Sorry to spring this on you so soon, Okaya, but I want you to leave the Takanawa book label." He was confused. "Leave? Why so suddenly?" Editor-in-chief Juni Kane, we see it was a woman. She said, "It's simple. There's a rumor going around the editorial department that you are having an affair." He couldn't understand. "I am having an affair? Who says that? Why would anyone say that?" She said, "Calm down. You're married, right? And yet, you are supposedly having an affair with someone's partner from our label." He said, "That's not true. Who told you that nonsense?" We see that it was that lunatic idiot Kisagawa. The main character knew it all along. He asked her, "Why do you assume that he is telling the truth and not me?" She said, "Because he is not the type to lie." He thought to himself, so the rumor that the editor-in-chief and him were involved was true after all. She was quite blushing when saying this. Well, the main character was already done and said, "Yes, it's time. There's nothing. I understand. I am quitting this company." She was quite a bit shocked. "Quitting the company?" He said, "Yes, more or less. You are the one who told me to leave, after all." She tried to stop him, saying, "No, I just meant leave the label. There is no need to quit the company." He said, "I am fine. I'm leaving. Excuse me." At the roof, he was quite a bit angry, saying, "Damn it," and screamed. Someone came in behind him, saying, "Hey now, don't shout like that." This was the deputy editor-in-chief, Yumatsu. He called him out, saying, "Care to talk for a bit?" He said, after hearing all the story of Okaya. "So that's what happened. No wonder it all fell off. A serious guy like you wouldn't have an affair. I told her that too, but she wouldn't listen to an old guy like me, you know." Okaya said to him, "Deputy editor-in-chief, you believe I didn't cheat?" He said, "Of course. I can tell just by looking that you're not that person. You always stayed late, worked harder than anyone, and contributed so much to this place. No matter what others thought, you kept supporting us. There is no way someone like you would cheat. I'm really grateful." The main character had tears in his eyes after hearing this. The deputy chief said, "Should I talk to the higher-ups for you?" But he said, "No, I'm already quitting." Hearing this, the deputy editor-in-chief was quite a bit in shock. "You are really quitting?" "Well, yeah, I just don't want to be here anymore." He could understand, though, and said, "I see." Then he made a bold offer to the main character. "Hey, Okaya, if you're up for it, would you start a new label with me?" "A new label?" "Yes, I'm planning to leave here soon and start a new light novel company." "Starting a new light novel company at this time?" "Yes, there's too much we can't do at big publishers. Low-point work can't get greenlit here. I probably won't be allowed to leave right unseen. Also, I got complaints about how things run here. Weekend shifts, going home in the morning, it's insane, right? We are supposed to be regular employees." He remembered how Akari said to him, "That's weird. You're a company employee and you don't get weekends off? Quit a place like that already. Seriously." Then he said, "You are right. Please let me join you." And that's how he joined, or rather, made his new firm Akati home. He arrived. He was so tired and was about to sleep, falling onto the bed. He thought, something feels soft and squishy. What is this? It was none other than Nanako, who was sleeping under his blanket. He was in quite a bit of a rustle, as we see her taking his name in her sleep. She grabbed Okaya tightly while he tried to say, "Wait, Nanako." Hearing the voice, Akari said, "Are you home?" She looked towards both of them, and he had quite a bit of tension on his face seeing her, but she just gave a thumbs up, saying, "Okay, Okaya, I get what's going on. Wait, you're seriously misunderstanding, though." She said, "It's fine, it's fine. Take your time," waving at them as the main character got up to stop her. "I told you to wait, damn it." We see Nanako waking up. "Shu, Akari-chan, you are so noisy." She said to her sister, "It's bad. He's back, you know. He saw you sleeping in his bed, right?" Hearing that, Nanako was quite in a bit of trouble. She was quite in a bit of a daze and got away from his bed while Okaya said, "No, you have got it wrong. This is not what it looks like. Calm down, it's okay." She was all in a roller coaster of emotions. Her sister Akari said, "Could it be that Oni was doing naughty things in Okaya's bed?" Seeing this got her a bump on the head by Okaya, saying, "Don't bully your sister too much. You were cleaning, weren't you? The vacuum cleaner is on the floor." "Thanks for that." "Akari, don't tease Nanako too much either." She said her sorry and then said, "All right, dinner is ready, so let's eat." She glanced toward him, and the scene shifted towards the dinner. Eating it, he thought, "This is so good, right? Why is this so delicious?" He wondered when Akari gave a reply. "Well, I packed it full of love for you, Okaya." This made him a bit anxious. "Love, huh? That face." She stood up and said, "You think I'm joking, don't you? I studied really hard at cooking and all that so I could seriously become your wife, Okaya." Saying this, she did know that, "Okaya, you totally only see us as students, right? It's going to be a long journey. Let's do our best," she said to her sister. We see Nanako was looking all blushy and mature, looking towards him, saying, "I'm sorry." "What's up?" "It was so tasty, I couldn't hear anything." "Thank you, big sis. You're such a hopeless girl. Even so, you're still cute, though." Akari said, "By the way, Okaya, what comes next? What are you going to do about that dumb wife?" He said, "I am divorcing her." We see both of them jumping up hearing this. He wondered, what are they so excited about? Okaya is planning to file divorce papers as soon as possible. "I have been trying to get in touch since this morning to talk in person." Then Akari asked if there was any response. "Well, she is reading everything and ignoring me." Akari said, She is seriously the worst. Not just as a wife, she failed as a human being. Good call breaking up. As for alimony, I might just let it go. Money stuff tends to drag on. Akari said, well, you work at a big company, Okaya. Yeah, like you don't need that pity alimony cash. He told them about what happened, saying, I quit. Both of them were quite stagnant. They couldn't understand, shivering. You quit. They were quite a bit dazed, saying, why is that? Well, how should I put it? He said, the deputy editor invited me to start a new company. Well, I got plenty of money. I won't earn quite as much as before, but I'll still make a lot next time too. Akari said, don't worry, Okaya. This second child bride will firmly support the household, pointing towards her. Nanako said, and I will be the first child bride and do my best to save money. I'll also do my best at night too. Mumbling. It looked like both of the girls were more of a wife than the woman he was married to. He said, well, putting that kind of talk aside, I have something to say to you. What is it, Okaya? Should I help Oni with it too? Well, he said, no, I told you yesterday was the only night you could stay over. He asked both of them, hey, both of you, what do you mean that you don't have anywhere else to go? Tell me the reason for running away from home. He repeated the question, hey, you two, what do you mean that you have nowhere else to go? Aren't your parents worried? Akari said, there is no way they would be worried. That person. Nanako replied, I don't want to go back to that household. Not anymore. Hesitation was on their faces. Okaya asked, doesn't that mean you should be going to the police or child services? But Akari said, impossible. Neither of them helped us at all. So before coming to me, they had already tried asking for help. Both of the girls were quite a bit hesitant to say this. He thought to himself, looks like it did not solve anything. Sounds like the problem runs really deep. Akari said, Grandpa and Grandma, they are both gone already. Our relatives won't even listen to us properly. Nanako said, there is no one left but you, Sensei. You are the only adult we can rely on. Both of them thought there is no reason for Okaya to suffer because of some stupid woman like that. Even though they're going through all that, they still worried about me and try to cheer me up. He thought about it and realized that all he was thinking was about himself. What can I do for both of them? We see both of them were trembling, shivering, while he said to them, all right, you can stay here for a while. Both of them had quite a little blush on their faces, saying, is that really okay? We are minors. If we live together, it's going to put a financial burden on you, Sensei. He patted Nanako on the head, saying, don't be stupid. I'm not so broke that I need kids worrying about me. She had tears in her eyes. He told them, you don't need to worry at all about living expenses. Let's go out and get your daily necessities tomorrow. Both of them sat tight as Akari said, really, is it okay? She was quite a bit blushy. On the other hand, Nanako thought, it's not right. We are already causing you so much trouble. But Okaya himself didn't think that it was a bother, not even 1%. Don't get the wrong idea about that. You need to be more carefree like Akari. Nanako. Akari said, Okaya, you meanie, I'm going to kiss you now. Making a move, he asked, wait, why what? Anyways, both of them now breathed a sigh of relief, saying, now I can finally start living with Okaya with no worries. Okaya asked, before that, what are you two going to do about school? They said, it's spring break, right? So there is no school. Nanako said, the high school we go to is just a short train ride from here. There is time until school starts, so we will be fine. He said, what about tuition? Well, that won't be a problem either. He said, all right, if anything comes up, tell me. Both of them thanked him. He continued, but I need to talk to your parents. I can't let you stay here without their permission. Nanako said, understood. We see both of them in bed. It looks like the next day has already arrived. Akari greeted her sister, mourning while she was still cozily dreaming about Okaya in her dream. She said, Nissan, should we leave home? She remembered how her sister always said, you don't need to worry about a thing, Akari. I will never let you be alone. Looking towards her phone, there were no messages. She thought, is the new family that much better, huh? Though we don't get much information about that. We see her trying to wake up her sister, saying, as long as you are happy, that's all I need, okay? That's why Okaya is. Well, she started to wake up, saying, What's wrong, Akari? She said, It's nothing. We see both of them were quite happy as her sister said, Please be happy. I will definitely get you and Okaya to get together. I promise. Okaya suddenly opened the door, saying, What are you saying, Akari? Let's be together. Good morning. She also greeted him, Good morning, in her way. He thought, You are as energetic as ever this morning. She said, Being energetic is my only redeemable quality. Come on. Oni-chan, greet him a morning, Missy. Nanako greeted him, Good morning. Akari said, Oni, just because you have grown up beautifully, that alone won't win his heart. You gotta bring out more of that sex appeal. She got bumped on the head by the main character. Boink, she said, I'm sorry, Okaya. He patted her on the head, saying, Why are you apologizing? Making breakfast isn't your job, is it? You're not a housemaid. You are a kid, after all. She had quite the tears in her eyes. I am the only one earning money, so at least cook me breakfast. All the nutrients are really going to your chest. You really are a dumb girl, not even understanding that. These were the memories of her that she remembered at this point. Looking towards her, Okaya was quite a bit worried, saying, What's wrong? She said, It's not anything real. I will make breakfast after all. I am sorry. He replied, You are too considerate, Akari. She couldn't understand anything. He told them, You two are still minors. You're still kids. You don't need to be so considerate. I am grateful that you can cook meals, but you don't need to take the lead on that. Really, rely more on other adults. If you say it like that, I can't handle it. How about we all eat breakfast out together? There's a new place near the hill station. Great morning sets. Nanako said, I want to go, right, Akari? Yeah. Well, we see the scene shift to the restaurant. Nanako said, This place has such a calm and cozy vibe. I really like it. Okaya also said, This is one of my favorites. Nanako continued, Akari likes this kind of place as well, right? On one side, she was very happy, saying yes, but on the other, she was very flustered because she was sitting right next to Okaya. She couldn't understand why she was sitting right next to him. This is where her sister should be sitting next to him and getting all close and flirty with him. But her smile is blinding. Okaya said, This brings back memories. Memories? She wondered. Nanako said, Yeah, like when I used to tutor you two at cram school. We used to sit like this, just like this, didn't we? Nanako also nodded. Akari couldn't sit still when next to Nanako, but when she sat next to him, she was quietly, strangely quiet. Well, yeah, if you sit next to someone you love, of course you will be quiet, Akari thought. Okaya said, Akari, you like cream soda, didn't you? This place's cream soda is really good, you know. She made quite a bit of a flustered face as the main character got a call. We see it was someone named Rashaya-sensei. Hearing the name, Akari was quite a bit startled, thinking, Don't tell me it's a woman. Yeah, well, even though Okaya is single now, he is still a wonderful man. There's bound to be more women than just my sister going after him. I have to get Nanako and him together as soon as possible. After them having breakfast, we see both of them saying, It was so good. I'm excited for shopping after this too. She was quite a bit speechless while her sister asked, What is it? What's wrong? She said, I want you to be happy, Oni. That's why. Nanako said, Trevor, let's be happy together, okay? Both of them were quite frustrated and speechless. Nanako said, I don't plan on being happy alone. I want to keep smiling together with you, Akari. I'll give you some pudding too, okay? Yummy. I love you, honey. This was them as kids. Akari had tears in her eyes, saying, Yeah, that's right. That's totally right. Well, then the two of us got to get Okaya into marriage together. Then I could think about it, marrying both of them, and think about the naughty stuff they're going to do in the future. What is this called again? Sister combo? What are you saying? If both keep coming at him hard enough, Okaya is bound to give in to us eventually. He wouldn't do that. Sensei is kind and all. Yeah, I know that, which is why we need to launch a twin barrage of heart-melting attacks and get Okaya to fall for us. Nanako said, I can't do that, but her sister said, You can do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. We see Okaya coming back, saying, Geez, I left the bathroom for a minute. Hey, you two, don't bother the other customers, okay? We see her leaning up to him, hugging him, saying, Thanks, Okaya. Love you lots. As she was hugging him, Nanako said, "Don't tease Sensei too much." But she said, "I love you too, you know." "Geez, I won't fall for this sweet talk like that, you know," he replied. Anyways, another call from someone. Is it from Rashaya? He wondered. He saw his phone, thinking, what's going on? And then his eyes dilated. Both the girls asked, what's wrong? His expressions were quite ominous as an ominous message came. His wife who cheated said, "I was wrong. Please let me meet you and apologize. I want to start over with you." What a turn in the story.